Sister Prisca, and I believe you're going to enjoy this edition of my discussion, which I titled, I Refuse to Stay Ignorant. Yes, it is all about ignorance, and you have to know that to decide or to choose to remain ignorant in this modern age is not the wise decision. It is not the best. It is not hygienic. It is not good for your well-being. To remain ignorant is something very serious. I know ignorance is something which some may consider a thing personal because sometimes it could be a personal decision, sometimes it could be that one didn't have the possibility to educate or to get that kind of formal education which one needed to have. Now, there is something you have to understand. I believe deeply that in our modern age, ignorance is a choice because technology has made it possible for every one of us to be informed. We have all the necessary materials which will help us to learn, to follow the trends of the things happening around us, at least so that no one will remain behind. But many, out of laziness, out of personal choice, or whatever reason they may have, decide to leave themselves in that dark shade, which is not good for them. I don't know how you feel to see yourself ignorant of something you should know. I don't know how you feel if you see yourself really lagging behind, just like an app that refused to get updated. What is your take? How would you remain? When others are moving forward, you just see yourself standing still, just like a rock. It is not good. And I don't believe that if somebody willingly makes that choice to remain ignorant, somebody who did that had made a wise choice. No, I don't think it's so. And for you to get the basic instruction that you need will equally help to add value to your life because ignorance today does not look the way it used to. It does not look like lack of access. It does not look like distraction. It does not look like disturbance or any form of noise. It looks like people speaking constantly and listening very little. In this our modern time, we have every access to get every information that we want without even traveling, just at the comfort of our own taking. Only connect yourself to the internet, browse whatever you want, and you get the answers. But still, many think that getting themselves such information or trying to update themselves is something too much for themselves. And we live in this world full of information, yet we starve ourselves of wisdom. How can we help somebody who remains ignorant? Who is ignorant without knowing that he or she is ignorant and still claims that he is wiser than every other person? Living in a world full of information, yet you starve yourself of wisdom is not the best choice. Dear, if you are one of them, you are ignorant. Help yourself. And I want you to think about how often you hear about opinion, how often you see headlines, you see clips, you see posts, you listen to other people's own side talks. You listen to their own comments or even read their comments, yet you don't pick time either to make value or even add something to that. Sometimes when we see people who are trying to discuss, who are trying to educate themselves, who are trying to move deeper into a particular situation, we might tend them to be too curious or too wanting for our own liking. But it is not good. When you are in a platform or you are in a society where you do not add value, you are just wasting your time. You do not add any value to it. No reaction, no repetition, not even defending an argument. You just sit, balance, and watch carefully. Watch silently to other people's own opinion. It is not the best. In our own modern age, to remain ignorant is not a good decision. And to starve yourself of the information that will help to educate you is not wisdom. You are really wasting that precious time you have. Many of us don't lack intelligence, yet we lack attention. It's not that many of us don't even know how to read and write, just because we don't have that attention, we don't have that like. And giving yourself little attention is something very small, but its impact will go deeper than you imagine. Attention in the physical things, attention in the spiritual things, attention even in your own health, things that will help to shape you, things that will help you to become a better person, things that will help you to live a life balanced, both spiritually, health-wise, socially, and otherwise. The question I ask is that many people think that trying to remain outdated with our own archaic way of doing things is something good. They are being conservative. You are not doing yourself anything good about that. Deciding or choosing to remain ignorant, it is not good for your health. Try to update yourself like an app because there are some apps. If you don't update them, you can't use that app. It will not go forward, it will not go backwards until you do what the app asks you to do. Follow the instruction. But in as much as there are many information out there for us to learn, to listen, to update our own thinking, still, many of us know how to read and write, but they don't have the time even to dedicate in things that will help them. Whose fault is it? It is not a network issue. It is not that the society has deprived you of the knowledge that you have to acquire. It does not need you for you to even go and register in a school or even to make payments, just only for you to connect with the internet world and you will learn things that will help you. Many of us are still lazy about it. Who is to blame? I don't know. And ignorance today is often chosen because it is easier, chosen because it keeps us comfortable, chosen because questions takes effort. When you choose to remain ignorant in this our modern age, it is a choice you make. And if the choice you make is not all that good, you bear the consequence all alone. Because as the world moves forward, you are being left behind. And the world can never wait for you to stand up to make you follow trend. What you miss at this moment, you have missed it. Whenever you decide to update your own method of reasoning, thinking, and way of doing things, that space in between, you've already missed it. You just only have to jump over, just like someone missing class and following other class which you don't know, the gap which you have already missed. Comfort has become a kind of religion because some persons, because they choose to remain ignorant, they may tell you that their religion forbids such things. It is not. Anyone who tells you that education or information in certain things is not good, that person is deceiving you. Because you need to know the good and be able to filter what is good and what is bad in it. Don't allow yourself to remain in a condition where others will go and get the information and they will come back and explain to you when you have the access to get that information by yourself. What if those whom you rely on to give you such information tell you lie? What if they filter the important things and tell you the things meaningless? Who is to blame? You are the cause because that is the choice you have made. When others wake up, try to wake up with them. When others try to do things at any time, follow them. Just like the farming season, when it is time for planting, if you do not plant at that time, you have missed the planting season. You have to invest your money in buying from those who woke up, who tried to plant at the rightful time. Everything has its own time and season. If you refuse to educate yourself, if you refuse to get yourself informed, you will fall victim of fake news. That is the reason many can stay in a place where they have the opportunity to get the right information at the right place and even from the right source. And when they mix that, thinking that other person is going to give them information because they don't have time, because they have a lot of things that they will engage their time on, they end up being victim of or even fake news. Don't be one of them. If you have tried that in the past, desist from it. It is not good for your health. We stay with ideas that don't challenge us. We listen only to voices that agree with us. We confuse confidence with truth. But comfort has never been the measure of wisdom. Dearest one, you need to wake up. You need to challenge yourself. You need to allow your voice to count. Speak when it is right for you to speak. Learn while others are learning. Don't start school when the school is already in vacation. Don't go to church when the church has closed. Don't go to hospital when you know you will not find a doctor. Else, you are just only wasting your time doing things at the wrong time. Faith itself does not come from comfort. Faith comes from trust, struggle, and surrender. Just like the scripture tells us of full of people who questioned God. The scripture explains to us many people who have questioned God. That is the reason sometimes you may find some comments or title of books, Question for God. These are people who have researched. These are people who have dedicated their time in making finding, in making research, and they came to a point where things have come to that level where they will now begin to question God about the things they saw. You cannot ask questions when you do not know the subject matter of discussion. You cannot contribute when you do not know what is being discussed. That is the reason most of us attend meetings without even making an input. Our presence is just there to go and warm the seats, whereas our thoughts, our ideas, our contributions are needed at that very time even in that very occasion, to make things better. Yes, there is a popular song, We Are the World, We Are the Children. We are the ones to make the world a better place. You have no other choice. You have no other possibility to make the world a better place other than to instruct yourself, to inform yourself, and be able to contribute to what will help make the world a better place. How can you live a life without making a contribution? How can you be a parent without adding value to the life of your children? How can you be a child who, after having received every affection, every care from the parents, without even doing something in order to help the parents? Ignorance is a very bad choice. Don't use it, don't make use of it. Ignorance is not the best thing you can do for yourself. Learn information, get information from the right source, listen to it, dilute the content, and filter what you're supposed to know. If it's good for you to get yourself informed, know about it so that when you are being challenged or you're being faced with certain things, when you speak out of wisdom. Somebody who don't read, somebody who don't listen, somebody who don't take out time in order to research, in order to ask questions, how would you be able to know what is happening around you? And who is going to take that duty in order to inform you when you don't have time even to get yourself informed? Jacob wrestled with the angel. And at a point, when he wrestled with the angel, it was coming to morning, and the angel wanted to go. What did Jacob say? I will not leave you unless you bless me. Jacob knew what he was looking for. And that was the reason when he saw the angel, he wrestled with him. He said, I will not leave you unless you bless me. What is your own expectation from this society? What is your own expectation from this our modern world? What actually do you want in life? Did God create you for nothing? You have to ask yourself, where, how, and in what way can I add value to this life that I am living? How would you allow yourself just to live like a leaf that after its own season, it will just detach, fall from the tree and go get to the ground? But at least the leaf itself has displayed its beauty when it was green. The question is that you as a human person with every intelligence, why don't you make use of the opportunity you have in order to add value to the life of others? Even at your own comfort, try to think deeply and use what you have in order to make the world a better place. Ignorance, remember, has a cost. When we stop thinking, we stop caring properly. When we stop listening, we reduce people to labels. When we stop learning, we become rigid and brittle like break. This is not good. Remember, ignorance has a spiritual cost too. Because when your conscience, when your mind is not prepared to welcome the Lord in your heart, you just find yourself just clicked like something that has no meaning. God did not give us mind to abandon them. To refuse to think is not humility, it is avoidance. And how would you allow your voice to die quietly without reason, without any cause? Nobody denied you. You have your own freedom of speech. Why don't you get yourself informed in a proper way and be able to use it to defend your right, even as a human person? Let alone about things we may consider maybe political, maybe religious, maybe social, may also involve in our modern age world. I choose to read slowly, to listen carefully, to sit with ideas that make me uncomfortable. I choose to admit I am wrong. I choose to remain silent. I choose not to be defensive. I choose to be honest. These are the things you choose just because you have gained that wisdom, because you have been informed. You cannot make a choice without knowing what the content is all about. You cannot make a choice without knowing its subject matter and its own content. I choose to speak less and mean more just because I want to assimilate, digest what I have heard, and be able to make good use of it. It is not because you have to be loud to be talking always, but just because sometimes your silence will be golden when you decide not to speak. But when you open your mouth to speak, words of wisdom begin to flow from it. But when you are ignorant, you say things at the wrong time or even in a wrong place, making yourself a thing of caricature in our modern world. Dearest one, always know that in this age, whatever decision you make in your life counts for you. You don't owe anybody that blame that it was because of you that I did not get myself. It was in the olden days when we said, okay, my parents did not send me to school. That was the reason I remained ignorant. That was the reason I did not go to school. Now, even if you don't go to school formally, you have access to the internet. You have access to people who can teach you skills that you will learn, even without going to the proper, the formal education system. You can learn through handiwork. You can exercise your skills. You can share your talents in different forms. Whatever choice you make affects the results you get. It is nobody's fault. Always remember that ignorance has a very high price and a very big cost that it pays. It is your choice, whatever you make out of it. And there is something you have to know about ignorance. From my own personal perspective, listen as I tell you, I refuse to stay ignorant, not because I know everything, but because I know what happens when I stop paying attention. I have seen how easy it is to speak without listening, to believe without understanding, to follow noise and call it truth. Ignorance does not shout, it settles in. It makes itself comfortable. It asks nothing of you and slowly takes everything. I have won with confidence before. I know its language. It sounds like certainty. It sounds like certainty without wisdom, faith without thought, confidence without care. But God did not give me a mind to leave it unopened. He did not give me eyes to look away. He did not give me a voice to repeat what I have not questioned. So I chose the hard part, the slower one, the one where I listen first, think deeply, and speak only when my words can carry weight. I choose questions over slogans, truth over approval, growth over pride. I allow myself to be corrected, to change, to outgrow the man I was without apologizing for it. This word is loud, but wisdom has never needed volume. It needs patience. It means humility. It means courage. I refuse to stay ignorant because sleepwalking souls cannot heal a broken world. I would rather be awake and uncomfortable than setting and blind. And everyone quietly, deliberately chooses what he or she becomes. It is your choice. I have told you my mind about ignorance. It is your own choice to decide whether to remain ignorant or to seek for the truth, to seek for information, to educate yourself, at least in order to save yourself from that shame of remaining in a world where you have access to a lot of information and you remain behind. You remain behind the society. Ask God in your prayer to help you. And for this reason, you, my listeners, choosing to stay ignorant is not the best choice to make. Choosing to remain ignorant is something very stupid for one to choose to do. I have chosen to remain informed, to know what my society says, to get the information, even outside my own comfort zone. I try to stay awake in order to know when the society has something good for me, when the society needs my own effort, when the society wants me to be there. For that reason, I just ask God in prayer, Lord, I come to you before you without pretending. I do not know everything, but I do not want to live asleep. Give me a mind that seeks truth, even when it is unsettled, even when it is beyond my own getting. Teach me to be humble, to learn what is right at the right place with the right people and in a rightful position. Protect me from lazy thinking, from repeating words without understanding, from choosing comfort over honesty. Teach me to listen before I speak, to reflect before I judge, to act only after wisdom has taken root. Strengthen my faith, not through blind certainty, but through trust, patience, and courage. Help me to stay awake in a distracted world, to remain gentle in difficult conservation and in difficult conversations, and to carry the truth with love. Let my thoughts honor you, and my words to build rather than to wound, and my life to reflect what I claim to believe. Only by this, only in this, would I truly say, yes, I am no longer ignorant. Make it a duty to help yourself to come out of this ignorance, to make those around you to be part of the world that has value. Make it something very, very unique that will help you to become a better person in the society. Dearest one, always remember it is better to get the right information than to work with rumors. Tell yourself, I refuse to stay ignorant, not because I feel being wrong, but because truth deserves my attention. Tell yourself, comfort asks nothing of us, truth asks of humility, patience, and the courage to think. Would you like to be that? Remember that faith is no weakness. It is not weakened by the question we ask. It is weakened when we stop asking them. Faith opens our mind to reality. Faith opens our mind to the truth that we have already sought for, the truth that we have already thirsted, the truth that we have already deepened our own thirst, and now stay in a position to question the things we do not know. Don't forget to tell yourself also that I would rather be uncomfortable and honest than to certainly allow myself to slip away when I am supposed to say the truth. God has given us mind to seek wisdom, not excuses to look away. What is your choice? I have chosen not to remain ignorant. I have chosen not to be ignorant. I have chosen not to stay ignorant. This is the choice that Prisca has made. What about you? I would like to know your own thoughts at the comment section. As you have listened to this transmission, re-listening to it from afresh, I believe that there is something it would have prompted in your own personal life. Share it with others. Think about it and please drop your comments at the comment section. If you have not yet subscribed to A Moment with Sister Prisca, kindly do so. We are coming up with interesting topics and content that is going to help you. This is the little I can do at this moment. More things are coming up later. I need your help to disseminate this video, this live stream to others so that they too will be able to learn. I am Prisca Nwokorie in A Moment with Sister Prisca. God loves you. Thank you for your time in joining us. We are going to be back in this very channel with a different topic soonest. Thank you for your time. I truly appreciate. God bless you.